Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little video looking at the Sony Xperia L1 comparing with the Galaxy A5 2017. So both like mid-range handsets here from Sony and Samsung, and I wanted to check out the cameras as well as the performance, as well as which one gives you the better bang for buck. So we're going to start off at the same time and have a look at the boot up. I think the A5 comes in about €250 now, and the Sony €150. Both have similar kind of specs across the board, but the A5 does have waterproofing, which unfortunately Sony doesn't really bother with its like low-end device. And you can see the A5 is a little bit faster here, starting up. You also get a little bit more RAM in the A5, which could be better for future proofing, with the Samsung experience as well on top. Well, Sony's skin has always been very well optimized in terms of the Android, and might be able to, overcome the Samsung in that respect. It also comes with a much better audio suite on the L1 compared to the A5. You get a full equalizer settings here in the settings, as you can see, whereas I don't think you get that with the A5. We can just have a look at some apps, how they do respond day to day. So you just want to open up a few apps here, and you can see maybe the A5 is a little bit snappier here to load things. You can see the weather's already loaded on the A5, and for some reason the L1 isn't responding here, which is weird. So it came eventually. I wonder why that was peculiar. So as I said, I think Samsung, because they build their own processor, you're going to get a little bit better performance here. As you can see, opening up stuff seems to be a little bit snappier on the right. But nevertheless, I have got some games on here as well, and I have been seeing how the load speed is, and it will load games. I don't think you can play that many on the L1 because it's only got 2 GB of RAM, but it will play a few. But I don't think it would have cost Sony much more to use a decent Snapdragon series processor in the phone to increase the performance. I noticed there's a certain amount of delay anytime actually doing anything with the L1. You ask it to do something and there's a delay, which to me is not a good sign for the future when phones get slower. In terms of the displays here, you can see the actual AMOLED of the Samsung is very bright and vibrant in terms of the colours, etc. Absolutely class leading for a mid-range phone. Whereas on the L1 it's decent, but it has the same problem as the Mate 9. If you tilt it to the corners here, you'll see degrading screen quality. So Sony definitely needs to bring its screen technology into its phones. TV technology like the OLED stuff that it does have. But head-on, it's a very decent screen. I think it's well calibrated, and it gets the job done. Bezel ratio is really good on the phone. You can see it's barely got any bezel to it compared to the A5, which does have some bezel there. And in terms of the battery, I think the A5 is going to absolutely destroy the L1. I think it's got the combination of an efficient screen, efficient processor, and a bigger battery. Very small battery capacity in the L1 for some strange reason, given the size of the phone. So Sony could definitely improve in that aspect here. Now we can just have a look at the photo quality and round the video off. So I have taken a shot outdoors here, and you can see the result. And Sony's usually, well known for having the best cameras on the market, but for some strange reason they can't dominate the phones here with the camera tech. Now, in terms of the L1, you'll get a decent shot as long as your hand is extremely steady. But if it's not, then you are going to get blurry kind of photos, out of focus, etc. The sort of stuff we saw back in 2010. Whereas the A5, it does a decent job pretty much in every aspect. Its focus is fast, the pictures are clear. The only issue I'd say is in terms of the low light, where the A5 does struggle a little bit. But I think the aperture is 1.9, so it's going to be a little bit better still than your Sony Xperia L1. A little bit disappointing as well on the L1 is that you don't get any of the good stuff of the higher end phones, or even the phones from the past like the Z series, which come with the augmented reality, etc. So if you want my honest opinion in regards to the L1, yes, it's a solid phone, but I'd probably recommend that you look for an older flagship, like for example you can get Z3s or Z3 Plus or M5 from Sony, and you'd probably get a much better, in fact you definitely get a much better experience, like the Z3 Compact, Z5 Compact, etc. All they're selling for just a little bit more maybe than the L1, and overall I think give you a better experience still. It's a decent phone, but I definitely prefer the A5 in terms of this comparison. Well, I will compare it with some other phones as well, so do stay tuned for that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.